Hello, my name is Darby, and you might have guessed already, but today we are doing a book unhaul. As I was organizing my books, I realized there are quite a few that I just don't really care about anymore. I take in a lot of books all the time. I am always thrifting books and picking up things for like 50 cents, $1 that sound interesting. And there are just some books that I bought brand new years ago that I never got to, which is why I try not to buy books brand new anymore, but we know, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I still do that. Guilty. I've been guilty a few times. And a good chunk of them are actually books that I had bought brand new, read, and didn't really like very much. And a lot of these books I will be reselling on my Pango. I haven't listed all of them yet, but I will be making a concerted effort to do so after this video. And the ones that I don't think are worthy of being resold, I will donate. Okay, I'm gonna start with one that I already dropped the bomb on in the last video. I'm just not really interested in reading the rest of the Anne of Green Gables books. I really adore the first one, but when I started reading, I think it was Anne of Avonlea, I really was not liking it. I was listening to this as an audiobook and I still gave up. So that's pretty bad. And I had already acquired a little thrifted copy of Anne of the Island. This is such a gorgeous copy. It's gonna be hard to let this one go, but I just don't need them if I'm never going to read them. You can try convincing me in the comments on any of these books, unless I've already read them. Like, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Seems like to me right now it's not worth it. A writing book that I will be getting rid of is No Plot, No Problem. I just don't really care. It's the NaNoWriMo creator writing this, and I just don't think I want to spend my time reading this particular writing book when I have so many better options. The same goes for The Poet's Companion. This is a poetry writing guide, I guess. And I just have other more interesting writing guides for poetry that I want to read, like Mary Oliver's. I don't think I'm ever going to get to now that I have Mary Oliver's in my life. One that I did buy brand new, but I'm just really not compelled to read it anymore. And I honestly wasn't very compelled to read it in the first place, is Percy Jackson and the Chalice of the Gods. I'm sure there's probably more Percy Jackson books that have come out since this one. I bought this right when it came out, thinking I was so excited for it. It came out in 2023, and I literally haven't touched it since. I know there's a lot of Percy Jackson people that would really appreciate a discounted copy. And if it's really good, y'all might convince me to read it. The more I think about it, I'm kind of happy with where his story left off in The Heroes of Olympus. I can be convinced. I can be convinced. This is one I bought for like $1 at the thrift store. My friend was with me when I got it. It's The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. She wrote, Oh, I'll Give You the Sun. So I immediately picked this up. It was an auto buy because it's Jandy Nelson and she wrote one of my favorite YA books, right? But I read the premise. I'm very particular about my YA books these days. I am not really interested in most of them. These days I'm actually more likely to read middle grade and children's books than I am YA, which is weird. So this is nothing against the book. The premise is still interesting. Apparently don't care enough right now. This is a crappy paperback copy. Well, it's actually not crappy. You know, it's a pretty good copy, to be fair, of Divergent. And I bought this with the dreams that I would pass it on one day, and I don't want it just taking up space. This is a biography, Jane Austen, Her Life, I think. Yeah, Jane Austen, Her Life. I was very interested in this before I read Jane Austen at Home, and now I just don't know if I really care about this anymore. I'm still interested. I guess I'm wondering if any of you guys have read this biography and think it's worth the read if I've already read Jane Austen at Home. It does have some very cool pictures in it. But I'm not reading biographies all the time, and I tend to just want to jump into a new person. This is just a duplicate that I have. I have not read it. It's The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I purchased this thrifting, and I didn't realize I already had a copy. I have a very gorgeous hardcover 10th anniversary copy. I still got this, or it was vice versa. Point is I have two of them, and I probably shouldn't even have one of them because I haven't read it. Oh, this is a Morgan Matson book, Save the Date. I love Morgan Matson, or at least I did love her. When I was a teenager, I still have Since You've Been Gone. That's my favorite YA book maybe ever. And so I picked this up a couple of years ago thinking I'd still want to read it. I did just get engaged. Yeah, I know. So maybe I am interested in a wedding themed story. This is simply once again fitting into the category of YA, and I don't know if I care about reading YA at the moment. This is another duplicate that I have. My uncle gave me a very nice hardcover copy of The Glass Castle, and I did not remember, once again, that I already had this one that I thrifted, I think, last year. So this can go on to someone else. It's a pretty nice condition. I don't know where the first one is, but if Taylor, my fiance, wants them, I will give them to him, but I don't know if he even finished the first one. I did read the first Mistborn book. Didn't hate it, but I wasn't obsessed with it. I was listening to it for a book club, like one chapter a week. There were so many things wrong with that for me. I never read fantasy on audiobook, but I decided I would do it for that one for some reason. And I felt like I kept nodding out and not knowing what's going on. And I had thrifted these from the library a few years ago, so I had the entire first 3 books of the Mistborn series already on my shelf, but I don't think I care about reading the rest of them. Sorry. Ah! So I will list all 3 of these on my Pango if Taylor is not interested in the series anymore. If it's not on my Pango, then he still wants them. This was an interesting one I picked up for, I think, $1 at the library book sale, and it's Children of the Northern Spring. It is I believe, a Arthurian retelling. Oh, it says it right here. A captivating tale of the Arthurian legend seen through the eyes of Guinevere. I can be convinced on this one. If anyone has read this, let me know. I'm kind of surprised I picked this up at all because Arthurian stuff doesn't always interest me. I studied it a lot in school and I think I got a little burnt out. But I've never really read any retellings of it. And I also don't like that there's an owl on the front eating a rat. So, like, that's kind of offensive to my culture. I'm just kidding. But I'm looking for any reason to just clear space on my shelves because I'm out of space. That's another reason I'm doing this is I have no space. This one was an impulse purchase whenever I was at a discount store, bookmarked, and I just don't care about it. It was a waste of money. I think it's someone's memoir about her relationship with books, which sometimes I'm interested in. I just don't know if I care about that one. Paperback Original is about a man who wants to write a bestseller, and I don't care. At least I don't care anymore. I would also like to do that, but it's proving to be way harder than it seems. I don't think I meant to put this in here, The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck, because I still am interested in The Grapes of Wrath. Oh, well, I did buy a nice, I think it's a Penguin Classic Edition of East of Eden. So maybe my thought was I want to get that copy to match, but I would still need to read this first anyway before I spend money on a nicer copy. I thought East of Eden was good, but it's not like my new favorite. Ruthless Gods, I don't remember how I got this. And I don't know why I ever would have picked it up. Oh, it was in a little free library. And I think this is the second one. Yeah, the first one's Wicked Saints. I eventually did thrift a copy of that and then I immediately gave it to someone else. This was just a moment of weakness and greed, I must say. Tinkers by Paul Harding is one that I have attempted to read. I also thrifted this. You see a theme here? How many times am I going to say thrifted? Winner of the Pulitzer Prize, thought that was cool. I really hated it. Was so confused and not very compelled. Some of the writing is pretty. Kind of felt like nonsense through a lot of it. This one just didn't do it for me. And it centers on a guy who's a tinkerer, repairs clocks and stuff. Don't care. The Lucky One by Nicholas Sparks. I have read this. Really liked it. I just got a better copy of it. I got a hardcover. Oh, did I? Wait, now I'm like gaslighting myself. I don't have it in hardcover on the shelf. I think I thought I had this in hardcover. I think I'm still going to pass this along because I'm not going to reread it anytime soon. And I'm just going to go on the hunt for a hardcover. Scarlet by Marissa Meyer is another duplicate. I thrifted a hardcover to match the rest of the series. And this is one of my favorite sci-fi series from when I was a teenager. It's retellings of classic fairy tales in a sci-fi setting. And it's really, really fun and has one of the best endings of any YA series I've read. Any series, period. A lot of last books in a series suck. Marissa Meyer knew what she was doing. She did a fantastic job on that last book. Come and Get It I bought during a sale. Well, it looks like I got it from Target for 30% off, but I think there was also a Target sale happening. I'm not quite sure the circumstances, but it's set in Arkansas at our biggest university, U of A. So that was interesting that it's local, but I've only heard horrible things about it, and every person I talked to about it really did not enjoy it. And that's just kind of, it's really turned me off. You might be able to convince me because it is a very pretty, fun looking copy, but I don't think I've heard one person say something good about it. Under the Influence by Noelle Crooks is one that I DNF'd. I was really intrigued by the premise, and the cover is beautiful. The idea is that there is this woman looking for a job, and she gets hired at this girl boss brand, basically trying to show off the seedy underbelly of this feminist company environment, very millennial core. And I got about halfway through and I just felt like nothing really interesting was happening. If there's some sci-fi twist to it, I think I really would have loved it. I had to give up. I did not care. And if I start not caring about a book, it's done in my eyes. It's done. Treasure Island I am passing on because I got a copy that I think is much cuter. The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. I love Becky Chambers' books, A Psalm for the Wild Build and Prayer for the Crown Shy, I think. I thrifted this and was really excited when I found it. Started reading it. I just didn't care. Why is that? That's the only thing I can say for all these books that I've DNF'd and getting rid of. Maybe this video will be more interesting if I just showed you the books and didn't say anything. Because all I'm going to say is I just lost interest. Also, I don't like this cover. It's kind of ugly. Beasts of Prey by Ayana Gray. I bought this to support a local author, and I have had it on my shelf for years. I do think that this is YA. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Everyone say it with me now. Lost interest. I lost interest. But this is signed by the author, which is really cool. She must have just walked into the shop I bought it from and was signing copies. So I know this is probably a very sought after copy and a lot of people will really love this. I read The Bookshop of Yesterdays either last year or the year before. I think I gave it 2 stars. It was okay. One thing is I don't remember a lot about it. I know there's a sort of mystery happening, and that's all I really remember. There were some really cute parts, there were some heartwarming things, but overall it was just insignificant. Writers and Lovers by Lily King. This is one I think I got in a Book of the Month subscription box when I was still doing that. I read the first 5 pages and decided I wasn't in the mood. It's not that I didn't like it, but I wasn't in the mood. So this one I'm not eager to get rid of just yet, but I need opinions. Is it worth it? What's the vibe? I don't want to be spoiled, so I haven't looked up reviews on Goodreads. Because on paper, this is something I think I would really enjoy. But I might just get rid of it. When I was first coming to terms with my identity, I bought a brand new copy of Imogen, obviously, by Becky Albertalli. It's about, I think, a girl who thinks she's straight and just like an ally, and then realizing she's bisexual or a lesbian. I'm not sure which one is which, but I know I picked it up because there was themes of, thinking that you're one thing, and then as you're a teenager, you realize, oh, okay, things are not exactly how I think they are. And I think I've just kind of grown out of needing this type of book. It looks really cute, but I think I should have read it whenever I was a teenager. I don't know if reading it now would have the same effect. This is just a book that I've said I was going to read every October since I bought it, probably since it came out. When did it come out? 2019. Since 2019, every October I've said I was going to read this, and I haven't. I know that a lot of people love it. I just don't know if I'm ever going to do it. If I'm going to do it, it has to be, I can't wait. I can't wait. So you guys can convince me, but I'm not convinced that I will ever actually do it. It's been on I'm not kidding when I say it's been on every October TBR I've ever set for myself, and I've maybe only read 1 page. and I really don't know what it's about. In my head, it's kind of like Secret History in that has an academic setting and a group of, you know, rebellious or not rebellious, bullying. Oh, and I guess it's called Bunny. I guess that's there's like a group of rich girls who are bullying someone, maybe? I don't really know. A secret society. I'm interested again as I'm reading this. There might be life left in you. This is a book, Anthropology of an American Girl, that I have had since I was probably 16. I very specifically remember buying it from Barnes & Noble and thinking it was look really cool to read. I was like, I'd be such a cool girl if I read this book. It's like an adult novel, and I started reading it and it was alright. And I liked the idea that it was chronicling like a high school girl who then becomes a college girl and then grows up. I've picked it up multiple times and never finished it. So that's probably a sign that it's time to move on, but I have an emotional attachment to her because it's a book from my teenage years that I always tried to read and never finished. So I don't know. It's gonna be hard to let her go and let go of my delusions surrounding it. It's nice to dream. This one's probably more of a bombshell. Maybe the last one I'm unhauling. Actually, I'm gonna start with Chain of Gold. I don't think I'm ever going to read another Shadowhunters book. And I'm going to get rid of, I've already gotten rid of a substantial number of Cassandra Clare books that I have that I've either not read or don't care enough about to keep. Like it doesn't have enough nostalgia factor to keep. And this one I bought secondhand, came without the Dutch check, and that was the last straw. It's like, I'm never going to read the rest of these. And now the bombshell we've all been waiting for. A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. I have read this, and I gave it a pretty good review. I think I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed it, but not enough to keep it. It takes up a lot of space on my shelf, and I'm never going to reread it again. And I'm not convinced that I'm going to read the rest of the ACOTAR books if there are any more of them released. And I think she is planning on releasing more of them. I don't know if I'm going to read them. So I'm not thinking this is bad or disappointing in really any way. I know some people really don't like it and some people really love it. I'm kind of in the middle of the road. It was fun. A huge reason I am getting rid of this is that all of the Juliette Marillier books I've acquired are taking up so much space on the shelf. I needed to get rid of something. And this one, first on the chopping block. Don't need her. Don't need her. And as I keep reading books, I am constantly unhauling. If I read a book and don't like it, I don't usually keep it. I know people who make videos and book content sometimes keep books they don't like so they can talk about them. Maybe that's smart. I just don't have the space to do that. And it gets a little overwhelming having too many things. So hopefully this makes a good dent in my clutter and things can be passed on to other people. If you guys are interested, you can check out my Pango shop. The link is in the description. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and try to convince me in the comments either to keep books or get rid of books. I want to see the public opinion. Goodbye, little bugs.